Okay, taking off in the E-Flite Delta Ray One, and just my overall impressions, just from watching the video back, is it flies very smooth and it's very accurate as far as taking your input and going where you want it to go. I was flying a lot of low level, just skimming the ground, type of proximity, just exactly the way I like to fly. A lot of people like to take their planes up pretty high and just kind of do all the acro and stuff well away from the ground, but me personally, I like to fly low. I like to get that sensation of speed, and I just like to fly in proximity, shooting gaps. Oh yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I like to do. So this is a plane that I trust, and that doesn't always happen. I did no tuning out of the box. I bound it to my jumper T8 controller, and I just have essentially one channel set up on one switch to switch between the acro and self auto leveling. It has a built-in gyro, which the gyro mode is beautiful. I mean, it just, I was flying in very calm conditions, which is great, but even flying line of sight, which I don't like to do, which is why there's a the canopy that shows up here is a makeshift canopy I made out of cardboard because I banged it up pretty good flying line of sight, and I've got to get better at line of sight. One of these days I will, I don't know, but flying an FPV is perfect. It's exactly what I want, what I'm always looking for. It does need calm wind conditions. It was almost dark when I flew because it's really the only time it's been calm lately. And where I fly, there's no trees, there's no power lines, there's no obstructions, no houses. That's nice, but I wish there was actually a few more trees just to kind of juke and dive and turn around and all that good stuff I like to do. But there are some trailers and equipment parked out here that kind of gave me some stuff to fly around. It's a very light plane. I think it's under 200 grams, so it's made out of foam. If it hits something, which it will later, it's not going to do any damage to, I mean, my car is parked right next to where I'm flying, so obviously, and I fly very close to it at times, so I'm not afraid if it smacks something that's going to do any damage, and that's always important to me because I respect other people's property. I don't want to hurt anybody's stuff, but yeah, it's I don't have much else to say about it. It's a very good package. I don't recommend it as a first airplane. Probably a good second airplane. It runs off a 2-cell power supply. Has a very small battery. I think you're supposed to be able to get around a 10-minute flight time. I kept it, I think this flight was for 6 minutes, and it ended a little bit early because I crashed. I'm the type of person, like a lot of people I believe, who always want more flight time, but there's just a point where you have to accept the limitations and understand that, yeah, you could potentially put a bigger battery in there and probably get the CG right, but you're going to sacrifice a little bit of the plane's flying characteristics. Honestly, if you want longer flight times, you generally are going to have to go up to more powerful motors, larger wingspan, different shape wingspan. I know there's a Plank FPV micro that you can get called the Strix Nano Goblin, which I'm very interested in right now, but for the time being, this plane is the emphasis. I couldn't get it to loop when I had my FPV camera on it. When I was flying line of sight and didn't have any additional weight to it, it looped no problem. It was extremely agile, actually, but I had some issues getting it to loop. But, you know, part of that, yeah, so just kind of a half loop or I don't know, a semi-loop there, but rolls were very tight. I liked how it handled in rolls. And like I said, I wish I was better at line of sight because it's beautiful in line of sight. And I've got a Hubsan Zeno coming in the next few days, and I'm hoping to just park it up in midair, then fire this baby up and fly in FPV, but then get some good line of sight external footage of the plane while it's in flight, because like I said, it looks beautiful. It looks so real, like life size in the way it handles and stuff. And so I'm hoping to capture some external footage. I make no promises on the time. Every time I promise I'm going to make a video, I never do get around to it until like 6 months later. But yeah, so that's hopefully I'll get around to it pretty soon. It's been really windy here lately. If it's not windy, it's been raining, so it's been kind of tough to squeeze in flight times and just get out there really quick when you get a break in the wind action. But so this is coming up close to the end where I misjudged a turn and smacked a crane. Luckily it didn't do any real damage that I could see, but always sucks when you crash. But no harm, no foul to either my plane or the massive crane that I hit. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's coming up here in just a second. Yeah, and then I think I tried to just make too tight of a turn and didn't anticipate properly. There it goes. All it did was knock off the canopy. It was fine. The FPV camera came off, but all good. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I have more coming up.